Ladies and gentlemen, today we are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when you're on a 50-state tour and you go to Milwaukee, what do? Shamil, Shemazel, right? Lavern and Shirley, you have to go to a brewery. And guess what? I've never been to a brewery. So here we are. Samantha Weigel was nice enough to take us on a tour. Tell everybody about the name of this brewery and where we're located here.
Okay, we are at Sprecher Brewing Company, and we are located in Glendale, Wisconsin.
Okay, so totally cool. I got to see the Fonz today, as I was just telling you, which was really neat.
Yes, he's in downtown Milwaukee, that you can find him.
Got to see him, and then we came here, and you gave us a tour, and we've been tasting some beers, which are delicious, by the way.
Yep, we were, one of the first breweries in Milwaukee, so since Prohibition. So it's really cool. We have 20 different beers on tap, 13 different sodas, so there's a lot for you to try.
And your brewery, your products here are actually shipped out to 38 different states across the United States, so everybody can search it out, seek them out, and give them a try.
Yes, that is correct. One of our most popular distributors is Menards. They have all of our sodas, including our seasonal, so you can definitely find those pretty much anywhere there.
And root beer is a big one, right? So I got some of that. And hard root beer as well here.
Yes. We actually make 5 of our sodas hard. So all of them come out to be, they're considered malt beverages, and they come out to be 5% alcohol. We have a hard root beer, hard apple pie, hard ginger beer, hard cola, hard cherry cola, and now a hard orange cream.
Which I just heard I need to try the cherry one, so I will do that before I leave. But, okay, so your passion, Samantha, is actually...
It is beers, pretty much the simple fact of it. There's so many different kinds out there. There's IPAs, Belgian ales, lagers. There's so many, and it's just awesome to try all the new ones and try everything.
Now, I know you said you've been working here at the brewery for 5 years, and you're also a bartender where you're bartending, they have a large selection too, right?
Yes. I work at the Brass Tap, which is a bar on 76 in Layton in Greenfield, and they have 80 different beers on tap and over 130 different bottles from breweries from everywhere.
Where did this passion begin? Because you're not just somebody who says, I'm a beer drinker. You're in the beer business. So when did this begin for you?
Honestly, it started when I first started here. I was 19 years old when I started working for this company, and I started working for their state fair. The root beer soda barrels there? I thought that was Sprecher. It's not. We have a whole different stand, and luckily my boss offered me a job here, and ever since then, trying all the different beers here and everyone else around in Milwaukee, I just love it. And you can always find a beer that you like.
What is your favorite, though? What's your favorite beer?
My all-time favorite beer? I personally love the seasonals that we have here. Our Maibach, our Oktoberfest, our Summer Pilsner, and our Winter Brew. They're all phenomenal. So I love those.
Tell me, what are the challenges, though, working in a brewery? There's got to be some.
Well, we can't drink on the job because we are a family brewery. It's tempting to want to pour yourself a beer, but we can't. You have to stay sober for the tours and everything like that. But, after hours, after you clock out, it's nice to sit back and relax and have one.
What do you think you've learned about yourself through your journey in the beer business?
Oh, geez. I don't know, just being able to talk about all the different styles that are out there. I know for at my bar, people come in and they're like, I want a regular beer, and they're normally referring to Miller Lite, which is a light style beer, but it's always cool to see how much they expand once you talk them into oh, well, what about this one? It's more citrusy, or this one has a little more hop feel to it. So it's just cool how people think that they like, something as similar as Miller Lite, and then really they have a whole different range that they could go to.
I know that's absolutely happened to me here today, because this is my first brewery, but that's happened to me too during wine tasting. Similar thing.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening, because I personally don't really like white wines, and I'm more on the red side, but a little sweeter side, but there's different wines that I'm like, oh, it's cool to taste, because there's a whole bunch of wineries around here too in Wisconsin that you can try and stop at.
Okay, so if somebody wants to bring, all of these different types of beers and broaden their horizon on the beer front, what should they envision? How should they see their life changing if they start getting out of that beer box that they're in, or barrel, of course.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's cool. Like, it doesn't hurt to just pick up a 6-pack and just kind of mix and match and see what you like. And especially if you go home and you invite a couple of people over and you have a different variety of beers, if you don't like one, someone's going to drink it. And so it's just a lot of bars in this area now, especially like in the Bayview area, they're getting more on the craft side. So, you find more that you can drink when you go out. And also, you don't have to spend as much because usually the craft brews are a little higher in alcohol content, so you're not spending as much to get the same effect as like 8 Miller Lights, so.
Okay, so to explore the different types of beers, what do you think is the best way to go about? I know you said grab different selections, but is there a recommendation you would make on that front?
Pretty much just what you're looking for. I mean, if someone says like, I like a lighter style of beer, well then I would, especially at the bar that I work at, I would recommend like a lighter ale or something more on like a Weiss side, something a little easier to kind of go into it because it's hard to drink a light beer and then go to something really heavy and really dark, especially if they don't like it. And definitely just going to different breweries and they give out little samples, or bars will give out a little taste before you commit to a full glass. So it's easier to be like, ooh, I really like that one, or ooh, I really don't. So it's just better on that end just to kind of taste. And lately there's been a lot of apps, like a beer app that you can track all the beers that you've had. And so you can kind of look back at the ones that you've liked and things that are similar to that.
That is super cool. What a great idea. Okay, so to execute a plan then, the first step they should do to bring this into their life is what?
Oh geez, I don't really know. Like if you like light styles, you kind of go towards what you're familiar with. So if you like something light, go towards something light and then branch off from there. You like the fruity aspect of it. So try a different, like Belgian that's a little fruitier, but might be a little darker. So kind of start where you're familiar with and comfortable with, and then kind of step outside that.
Okay, closing advice, final thought. Motivate everybody to get some beer into their life. What are you thinking?
Yes. Milwaukee has like 200 different breweries. I mean, there's so many different things to try. I would say, honestly, like pick a Saturday or a weekend, make it a date night, go out with the family, and just go into it. And don't have any restrictions. Just be very open about it, and just say like, yeah, you know what? The bartenders, they know how to help you, and just always take their advice and go from there.
What is the web address for Sprecher?
It is www.sprecherbrewery.com.
Okay, and we have a private Facebook group. I'd like to make you a part of it so people can reach out to you there if you want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for that.
I want to thank you so much for inviting us into your brewery, giving us that great tour, giving us some behind the scenes. I mean, the vault, when you open the vault with all the kegs in there, my crew and I, we were like, oh!
I know there's like a halo that comes out, yep.
So that was great. We really appreciate it. Had a blast today.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and stop by again. We love having you guys.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate, we try to relate. This is my breakthrough.